it's Elise. Welcome back to my channel where I like to talk about all things personal finance. And we are in Q2 of 2025. And I'm going to briefly be giving an update, April update, on my goal of increasing my emergency funds. I like to share these videos for two reasons. First, to keep myself accountable. And two, to share my journey with anybody else who is also on their own journey of saving for their emergency fund, saving for something special, or saving money to get rid of debt. So if you like these type of videos, please give this video a like. It is free, as well as subscribe so you can join along on the journey as it continues in 2025 of me trying to finally increase my emergency fund, because last year I only saved $250. So April was the second month in a row where it was harder for me to stay disciplined. And from this month to the last month, I could say that the biggest thing was I had something come up that could be considered an emergency, and we can debate about it in the comments, I suppose, but I had medical bills. I had to go to the doctor a series of times within the last 60 days. And I do have insurance, but my medical bills of the portion that I have to pay out after my insurance has done their responsibility is a significant number. The total is $1,500. And there could be a moment where I panicked, but I didn't, because honestly what came over is I'm so grateful that, number one, I was able to go to the doctor, because I think it's terrible when people can't go to the doctor or do not go to the doctor because they don't have insurance. I was grateful that I mitigated my expenses because I made sure I had health insurance, because it can be a little daunting year after year or every 2 years, let alone go to your appointments, but to get checked out and to go through the hurdles of finding insurance is not always easy. But thank God I did, because I wasn't expecting to get sick. But that $1,500, how am I going to pay for it? That's where I've kind of been at war with myself, and mainly because, like I said, we're in Q2. Q1 is when I was able to save $1,000. The bill is $1,500, so I could pay it off all and just take some money from the rest of the emergency fund, but that defeats the purpose. And that's where it got a little frustrating for me, because I'm like, I just did 90 days, 3 videos explaining how I've been meticulously trying to increase it, because it was horrible last year for me to do it, and here something else goes. On top of that, this would have eaten away out of my whole Q1 endeavors. And also, y'all know I'd be trying to get my $125 brokerage payment done and out the way for investing. It's really frustrating, because it just shows how, if you are not diligent and careful, everything that you put your effort into goes to hell. This month has also kind of reinforced something that I knew, and was why I was like, I have to get down and serious about increasing this emergency fund, is that emergencies are guaranteed. And I'm going to start an emergency ticker this video and so on until the end of the year, to account for how many more emergencies all of a sudden pop up. Not saying that I want them to pop up, because I don't, but it's very possible, and honestly probable at this point, because I've already had 2. So the medical bills right now is the second one. Let's call that $1,500. The one before that was in March, where I had a $250 plumbing bill that I was not expecting. I didn't really tell you guys about it, because I'm like, I'll just swallow that and deal with it, pay for it, and keep it pushing. It was annoying, but I had the money and it wasn't that big of a deal. But I'm not doing that anymore. We're at emergency number 2, and we're only 4 months in, and at this point I'm like, what the hell? Okay, y'all, so now I'm going to go over the 4 funds that I save every month, all in attempts to try to increase the balance at the end of the year. And this year's goal is $4,000 to $6,000. The first one is my $129 fund that I pay off the top, like I pay my mortgage and any other bill that I have to pay every month. That's me paying myself. That's $129. That was done today. The next thing that I have been doing throughout the week, I got paid recently. And then the paycheck 2 weeks before that, I just kept it in the bank, but now I'm going to change it to the other bank account and put it in the, I guess, monthly paycheck bucket, that is $80 because I got 2 paychecks this month, and that's my normal because most of them have that. In May, it's a 3 paycheck week, so hopefully it's different. So that's where that is. The next one is my dividend check that I get quarterly, and I did get that from my old employer, and that's the portion from that check is $250 that goes to my yearly savings. So from my old employer, I get at least $1,000 a year from them that I put for savings. And then the last one is my cash fund, which I'm just gonna mark cash fund, but I just keep that. And that is $40 for the month as well. That brings me to my normal $249 a month. And at this point, I can just be grateful that I did that because that's not always guaranteed every month. And we are in month 4, and I'm grateful to say that I haven't had to go into my own personal account to cover my monthly expenses. So now we're going to talk about low spend for April. April was also a month that kind of got away with me on low spend. I kept the intention and the attitude. If I didn't need it, I didn't buy it. So that is low spend in a sense. But I also can tell you that my credit card balance, which is what I'm trying to do with my low spend money, it did not go down. And I feel like if I was really tracking it, not only would have not stayed the same, it would have went down a little bit. So some of that no spend money went into some stuff that I put on my credit card, and I had to pay that down. And by that point, it was just balance, right? So my credit card balance in April is still $430, and that's that. I've decided to keep it from being overwhelming because I feel like I'm getting overwhelmed with making sure I don't do low spend and making sure I do low spend and doing all the other things in life, like socializing and medical bills that are now here. I have decided that still gonna have the mindset of not giving anybody an extra dollar, but I can't be held responsible for where that extra dollar does go. Because on top of being on a payment plan for my medical bill, which is gonna be around like $50 to $80 a month, I gotta pay that, which is fine. But I want to make sure I can pay my $125 brokerage account payment, and I just want to make sure my debt does not go up on my credit card until probably at least July, and then in August I'll focus on getting it down by the end of the year. And I say that because my birthday's in June, and I know things are gonna get away from me, which is fine, and I'll probably need July as a buffer month to, keep that up. So yeah, if you guys are on low spend, let me know how that's going for you. Has it fizzled out or is it staying strong? I don't know where I'm at. I'm probably in the middle of the road. It's not fizzled out, but it's not as strong as it was in January. April credit card bill is just going to stay the same. And as far as where May is concerned, the only thing that I am keeping an eye on is that work has been very slow. This is about the second week that it's been slow for me, and it makes me a little bit nervous. And on top of it being slow, I took some days off for family time, and then last week I wasn't feeling good, so I called off. So that doesn't help as far as these paychecks in May, which there are 3. I'm at a point where in the beginning I was gonna get a little bit over $1,000 on the check. It could be now that I'm just hoping those 3 paychecks cover my monthly expenses. And if that is the case, it's bye-bye to that $1,000 extra that I was hoping for. I do not know. Time will tell. And I'm telling myself it's okay if I don't get that extra because, again, it was extra. But, that's the name of the game in a cyclical industry where I work in. Tourists, that's not even tourists, it's hospitality. So, yeah. I'm hoping in June when graduations pick up, I can pick up as well in the finances department for my job. But I'm learning to let go, and I know I will not be forsaken. I heard that yesterday at work. I will not be forsaken. So that's where I'm at. Let me know in the comments what your main concerns are. if there's anything new going on. Also, let me know if your emergency savings or saving for something special journey is paying off, if you're seeing progression or you're not seeing progression, but you know where you have to focus on to get right back on track. Until then, guys, thank you guys for hanging out with me, and I will see you guys with next month's update.